Tesla whistleblower has got one heck of a bone to pick with Elon and Tesla and the entire Tesla management team. But is it all just a bunch of hot air? Or what are we even doing here? Let's talk about it. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. Hey, I wanted to say a quick thanks to Joshua, who used my referral ID to get a new Model Y. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it. Any orders placed through April 30th will actually count as a referral for me, but then the program ends, so no more points for Brian. It sucks. What are you going to do? So let's talk about this here. My battle with Tesla. I want to clear my name before I die. A Tesla whistleblower who has battled Elon and his company through the courts for a decade tells BBC she is still seeking a public apology. Engineer Christina Balan was once such a rising star that her initials were engraved on batteries inside every Model S electric car. But after raising a safety concern about a design flaw which could affect the car's braking in 2014, she claims management turned hostile and she lost her job. She won a wrongful dismissal case, but was later publicly accused of using its resources for a secret project, accusations which amount to embezzlement, which is a crime under US law. So let's start. She worked there. She was very important. And according to her case, she was concerned about the carpet interfering with the brake pedals. Well, if her complaint was legitimate, they heard her and they took steps to remedy that complaint. If they didn't hear her, if they were concerned that this was not a real issue, we now have years of understanding to know that it wasn't an issue. Whatever happened as a result of it, or not as a result of it, we can see now it didn't make a difference. That wasn't an issue that came up, so I'm not sure about that. But after she won her wrongful dismissal suit. She was fired for some reason. I am not clear on the reason. Apparently, she's not allowed to share a lot of the details because she went through arbitration, which bound her to a non-disclosure agreement. And it didn't bind Tesla to the non-disclosure agreement. I feel like that's the sort of thing that should have been negotiated if it was a concern or a consideration. She said she felt under duress, and I get that, but if this is a big deal, you have to behave accordingly. And then she went on to work at other companies. Now, I tried digging and digging to find those other companies, and I was unsuccessful. Whatever companies they were, they appear as footnotes on the internet now. So I don't know what technology could have been stolen or to what benefit. I am unable to determine that. She's determined to prove her innocence for the sake of her son. You know, I'm the mommy who does airplanes and cars. So she's battling cancer or has battled cancer. I'm not attacking her personally. I think that would be ghoulish to do so. She's completed her last treatment. I wish her lasting health. I hope the treatment was successful. I don't wish ill on anyone, not even my enemies. And I don't consider this an enemy to Tesla. She's in remission. We'll see how it goes. She said she got off to a good start in the lunchroom. Everything went great. My Miss Balan was worried that the carpets were curling underneath some pedals, a simple but potentially lethal design flaw, and said customers had complained. If you can't push the brake, someone else outside of a Tesla can get injured. You don't have to push the brake all the way down. It's not a hydraulic brake. So I don't know, maybe they fixed it. So she sent emails and then she wound up fired. Well, the company's website says the safety is the most important part. Another whistleblower claimed to have had a similar, unrelated experience about working conditions. Other staff may be afraid to speak up. I think that's reasonable. I think even in the most open and transparent company, you can be afraid to speak up. There are endless possibilities when dealing with human interactions. Her case will eventually be heard in the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeal. I don't want to give up my career. And she's of the belief that maybe this article can clear her name a little bit, allow her to get back into the business she loves so much. I hope she can. It's hard to find what she's been up to these many years. So let's look at this. In a new lawsuit, she claims her company is trying to catastrophically damage her. A former Tesla engineer filed a defamation suit. She was for years pushed out for voicing concerns. She's claimed for years that she was pushed out. The new defamation suit stems from a 2017 report. In the lawsuit, Tesla's conduct was willful and demonstrates a desire to dominate and to control not just financial returns, but the individuals laboring for them. She's representing herself in the lawsuit. That suggests to me difficulty in finding an attorney capable of accepting a job like this without a retainer. And that is unfortunate. It speaks a bit to the strength of the case. I'm trying to be polite here. I apologize to you, Miss Balan, if I'm saying your name wrong. And if I'm getting some facts wrong, I'm trying to do my best to keep it as fair and balanced as I can. No public trial. So she was seeking a public trial. That was in January. As of 2 years later, no public trial. So she has to go, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals determined that she has to go back to arbitration. The terms of the arbitration were binding, and they said if there's any future complaint, you have to bring it back to arbitration. So a federal judge ruled that she could take it to trial. Appeals argued that, no, you can't. It's been a long time. 10 years, has it? It's been a long time. And at some point, you gotta move on. Get your career back on track, I guess. An apology isn't something that arbitration, I think, would... I just don't know what to say. This is crazy. Think about it. Your former boss can threaten and scare and bully you and defame you, but then you're stuck back in private arbitration. The solution here would be to have a legislative solution, a bill to reform arbitration law. If your case hinges on an act of Congress, you may be in for an uphill battle. CEO has a history of going after critics, most famously when he accused the rescue diver. That is most famously. Yeah, this is all, so 2019. Yeah, it was the ruling. But anyway, this is ridiculous and frustrating. And I'm sorry that things went the way they did, but you don't have a case. You can't find an attorney because I think they agree you don't have a case. I get the desire to do something bigger and better, but at the end of the day, we're all in control of our own destinies. And you can't always set the record straight. You can't always get the truth out there. It's even harder when you don't know what the truth that's being told, the story of the truth that's being told, actually is. There are real grade A jerks everywhere, even in the Tesla community. Not very many, but the ones that are there can't find a place without them. Everywhere's got their own dark side. So I'm sorry that this happened to you. What did I miss? What did I misunderstand? What do you guys think the real solution is here? The actual outcome? What should it be? Should Tesla apologize? I can't find whatever it is they're accusing you of. I can't find it. So I don't know how much damage that can cause if all my digging can't find it. So, they're saying you may have taped some meetings, but that it's in dispute and that there was no evidence. I don't know. And I'm not sure that that's the thing that's holding you back. At some point, no one can get under your skin without your permission. So, best of luck. Yeah. Everybody else, like, subscribe, do the usual. Stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots awfully darn soon.